Good afternoon. Over the past weekend, the Bermuda Police Service responded to 2 separate and unconnected reports of stabbings. The first incident occurred around 3 a.m. on Sunday, March 5th of this year. Police initially responded to a report of a disturbance on Front Street in the city of Hamilton in the vicinity of the Bermuda Bistro at the beach. Upon arrival, police noted that 2 males, one being a 37-year-old Warwick man and the other being a 31-year-old Devonshire man, were stabbed as a result of being involved in an altercation. As a result, both parties were taken to the King Edward Memorial Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. After initial investigations, it is believed that this incident is gang-related. An investigation is underway, and any witnesses to the Front Street disturbance should contact the Criminal Investigations Department on 247-1744 or contact Acting Detective Chief Inspector Greenwich at 717-0747. The second unrelated stabbing occurred later the same date, around 11 p.m. on Sunday, March 5th. Police and first responders were dispatched to reported disturbance along Crow Lane in Pembroke in the vicinity of Blue Waters Anglers Club. To report on this matter further, I'll hand you over to Detective Inspector Mark Clark, who is the leading investigating officer in this investigation.
Good day. Approximately 11:10 p.m. on Sunday, the 5th of March, 2017, police received several 911 calls reporting a man had been stabbed in the area of the Blue Waters Anglers Club. Police officers and EMTs arrived shortly thereafter and rendered first aid to Mr. Butterfield. He was later transported to the King Edward Memorial Hospital by ambulance. Despite best efforts by emergency room staff, he succumbed to his injuries. The Bermuda police can now confirm the death of Mr. Raymond Butterfield as the man who was stabbed last evening outside the Blue Waters Anglers Club, East Broadway, City of Hamilton. The death of Raymond is being treated as a murder investigation. On behalf of the Bermuda Police Service, we extend our condolences to his family and friends. Raymond is a 28-year-old. His murder is his second for the year. At this time, it is not believed to be gang-related. The circumstances surrounding the murder of Raymond is being led by myself and a team of detectives from the Serious Crime Unit. The focus of this press conference is to ask for all persons who were present at the Blue Waters Anglers Club during the evening of Sunday, the 5th of March, 2017, to contact the investigative team. We are aware that there were approximately 20 to 30 persons at the Blue Waters Anglers Club during this altercation. In particular, we are interested in speaking with all persons that would have been outside when this vile stabbing occurred. We are also interested in speaking with persons that came into contact with Raymond throughout the evening of Sunday, the 5th of March, 2017. Bermuda has lost another young father at the hands of senseless violence. Raymond leaves an 8-week-old child. Another mother, father, girlfriend will now have to arrange the burial of their loved one. To the extended family of Mr. Butterfield, to his friends, to his loved ones, we again extend our condolences. To the community of Bermuda, we appeal for all witnesses to come forward. Anyone with any information to call myself, Mark Clark, or email myself at mclark@bps.bm, or call the confidential and anonymous Crime Stopper hotline, 1-800-433-7300. Thank you.
Questions? Has an arrest been made? Has an arrest been made?
Yes, there has.
Can you give any details about the individual or the suspect who's been taken into custody in relation to this incident?
At this stage, we're not prepared to release that information.
Can you confirm that he's a known athlete?
At this stage, we are not going to release information.
Can you say if there's any other suspects being sought in connection with the incident?
All lines of investigations will be pursued.
You mentioned that there was about 20 to 30 people there at the time. I'm wondering, the gentleman was stabbed outside of the establishment, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Was there an incident inside that led to the stabbing outside? Is that what happened?
At this stage, it's very early in the investigation, and we will be pursuing all lines of inquiry.
Were
You say that it's not gang-related. Any indication as to what may have been the catalyst for this?
Again, information is incoming and forthcoming. At this stage, it's a little bit early to speak to that.
Were the victim and the suspect known to one another?
We are not certain.
Okay. Had both the victim and the suspect been customers inside the establishment? Were they there for some time before the stabbing occurred?
Again, the information is all coming in, and information streams will be pursued. It's too early to actually speak with any confidence to that.
I want to add reference to the Sunday morning incident outside the beach. You said it was gang related. Police expecting any reprisals for that incident? You deferred because where it comes to TNN is that South, which is the guys from South Shore and Parkside, were involved in a heated altercation in which there were about 20 guys, 15 guys in the middle of the road fight.
Well, thank you, Travis. Seems like you have a lot of information that we would like to gather. As we stated, that investigation is still underway as well, and that was our initial assessment that it is gang-related. And obviously, we are intelligence-led policing, so if you have any information that can assist us in policing or investigating the matter, we would obviously urge you to call Dave Greenwich at 717-0747.
This is not the first incident outside that establishment. In fact, that seems to be a frequent incident spot, if I can describe it as such. What is police doing to address that?
All incidents that happen, obviously the police respond and investigate. We can't always tie things to the establishment itself. Outside of the establishment is a public arena. However, when things do happen, we do investigate it. We also have our community action team who work closely with the liquor license premises to ensure that they are adhering to what they are supposed to be doing as liquor license premises.
But they seem to have an unusual number of incidents occurring in and around that establishment.
Like I said, we do investigate each incident that occurs there, and we have done so. If it's inside the premises, one thing, but when it happens outside of the premise, that's into the public arena.
Shouldn't these licensed establishments be held accountable for individuals who may have been inside their premises and then become involved in altercations on the pavement, and they not just simply be allowed to get away by saying it didn't happen inside, it happened outside on the pavement? Mm-hmm.
Well, all matters for the liquor license are taken up by the liquor license board, so we will have to defer that to them.
But doesn't the police service make recommendations to the liquor license board?
I'm not going to delve too much into that. We do have a liquor license board that deals with those matters, so we defer to them.
Doesn't the
Moreno,
police,
can we-
but doesn't
Mr.
the,
Moreno,
doesn't the police,
Mr. Moreno,
doesn't the police make
Mr. Moreno,
recommendations
can
to
we
the liquor
move on
license board?
to questions that are relevant to
When the
what we're
police
talking about today?
deem fit,
Hold on.
when we deem fit, we make recommendations, but it ultimately lies with the liquor license board, and is that their decision to make.
Do you intend to perhaps have a more stringent presence around that establishment going forward?
Like I said, we intelligence-led policing, and we direct our resources depending on the intelligence that we have.
Can I jump back to last night's
Yeah.
incident? Okay. Just trying to firm up the timeline. You said that local 911 calls shortly after 11 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
What time was the victim transported to hospital?
I cannot say exactly what time that occurred.
Do we have a specific time as to what time he was pronounced in hospital?
Well, at this time, that's not really relevant at this time. Remember, the family have just found out, and to put that into the public domain, we believe will be insensitive and unfair.
It is understood that police do have in their possession CC footage from inside the blue walls and outside. So.
Well, we are collecting CCTV footage from any establishment, and at this time, if we had anyone in the vicinity that had a cell phone out and that was taking any recordings, we would definitely welcome that as well.
Maybe final question I have
Yeah.
with regards to last night's incident. There's been some unconfirmed reports out there that the victim might have been a player on the Wolves football team. Is there any comment you'd like to make on that?
Not at this time. Like we said, it's still early, and we are holding an intense investigation, but we are also cognizant that family members are out there. Some people are coming to grips with it, so at this time, we are making an appeal for all witnesses. Whether you feel that someone else may have made the report or not, we are urging you to come forward. Every little bit helps, whether you saw him in the morning, you saw him in the evening. All these things are very helpful to us, and we urge you again to call one of the investigating officers, and particularly Inspector Mark Clark, who's the lead investigator.
And the victim was fatally stabbed. Was it a knife used? Was it a bottle or some other kind of instrument?
Well, like we said, as you can appreciate that this happened late last evening. We are still gathering information, and we don't want to make anything definitive at this time until we can say confirm.
I mean, I'm sure you can understand.
No, I appreciate it. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Wonderful. Any charges yet for the suspect?
No, because we literally have just made these arrests.